Hello everyone, welcome to another Thomas video. So today we'll be taking a look at Sneak and Show in Thomas format. It's been a while since I've tried this deck, and in a Stripmine meta, I kind of felt that getting to that 4th mana for the sneak attack, or even that 5th mana for the sneak attack into activation immediately was especially difficult. So we're trying out a little bit of a different build with 4 copies of Chrome Mox and 3 copies of Talisman of Creativity in the deck, which is going to help us get to our sneak attack a little bit easier. Having 7 copies of Mana Rocks, we are a little bit protected against something like a Stripmine loop, things like that, because if you just have 2 of these rocks down on the battlefield, drawing a singular land does lead to a show and tell. And this is also a way that we can protect ourselves against mono red, putting down a Blood Moon on the battlefield or Magus of the Moon. And not to mention, because now we have Talisman of Creativity, there's another pretty strong interaction available, letting us play Ancient Tomb on turn 1 into a Talisman of Creativity into one of our 1-mana cantrips. So we have Brainstorm and Ponder. And lastly, I have changed the sideboard so that we also have things like Fire Magic against creature decks, a Braid for creature decks, and Disruptor Flute. And we also have 2 copies of Defense Grid against Tempo decks. The reason why I'm playing a copy of a Braid and not more copies of a Braid against Disruptor Flute is, unlike Omnitel, our deck has 2 different win conditions, right? It's not just sneak attack, we also have show and tell. So even if a Disruptor Flute does come down, we can just pivot towards a different win con. And that's kind of the reason why we don't play more copies of Braid, but I wouldn't mind having more copies of a Braid in the sideboard, and that's going to be entirely up to you. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop over. Alright, this hand looks absolutely terrible, except for the fact that we have 3 lands here. This hand, on the other hand, okay, well, let's just see what we can do with this hand. Hope there's no Thoughtseize coming out on turn 1. Oh, there we go. Goodbye, Chrome Mox. It was nice knowing you. Reanimate deck. So they're gonna reanimate the Atraxa here. Kind of annoying, isn't it? It's still not over yet, though. So let's say I go Hedge Maze. Put a Braiding Pool down. Stripmine's coming out next turn for sure. Maybe I did lose. Alright. Leyline of Sanctity. I'm gonna sideboard like so. This is for discard, Stripmine, and Zone Guard. And I'll probably just go down on like maybe 2 copies of Stock Up and like something like that. Maybe 1 Dig Through Time. Boom. I'm not really sure if something like this is gonna work, but I think it's probably better than mulliganing. It's only really bad if they have like the same shenanigans as last time. I guess I kind of want Brainstorm. I'm doing it like this because Brainstorm can hide pieces from Thoughtseizes or Grief. Or this can go into a Veil of Summer if needed be. At the right Shaman. Now, do I want to brainstorm when they have a grief? Probably not. Okay, so we have a Veil of Summer. I could have just gone straight into sneak attack as well. Maybe I should have. Yeah, maybe I should have just gone into sneak attack. So I think we're just looking for a show and tell or an ancient tomb. So I'm just looking for those. All right. Try these two. Now brainstorm again. Emrakul. I don't have a show and tell though. Well, that's kind of bad. Oh well. There's that show and tell. Kinda got lucky here. Yeah, kinda got lucky here. I think this time around we probably do have to mulligan for Leyline of Sanctity. Or just Habit. Outside of our Disruptor Flute, our hand isn't actually so good. Oh wow, they must have only have the Scar spells, like what? Wait, what? What just happened? 861 to 1000? After winning? I've never seen that happen. Okay. Alrighty. Think I'll... Should I actually brainstorm first or ponder? Brainstorming first with this hand means that I get to ponder shuffle, even if I don't get a fetch land. If I ponder first and then brainstorm, this digs further, but I think I will brainstorm first because I'm also going first against an opponent that just mulliganed twice, which probably means that they are like a black deck and they might have Grief or Thoughtseize. Okay. I'll keep the Emrakul. And I'll ponder. Okay, we do see a Stomping Ground, but I don't think we can keep this, right? This hand is so bad. We have to shuffle. Probably Wary Zone Guard coming out. No, it's a Baragoyf. I kind of want to crack this, but at the same time, I don't want to. Because of a Stripmine. But currently I don't have a play next turn. I just kind of want to... Okay, well I do have a play next turn for sure. There we go. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. I do wonder if opponent knows what we're playing though, because look at the cards that they've seen. They would think this is just show and tell. You know what I mean? I probably want Lane of Sanctity. I think this is like the same sideboarding that we're gonna be doing here. And we'll go down on like a Stock Up and a copy of a Brainstorm and copy of a Dig Through Time. What else? What else did we cut? Did we cut another copy of a Ponder? Maybe I cut all the copy of the Talisman. Or should I cut a copy of a Chrome Mox? Questions. Maybe I'll cut a copy of a Chrome Mox instead of a Talisman. Less card disadvantage. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright. We got Leyline. We'll just use the Veil of Summer as like a means to cantrip. Seems like they have a Grief or something. I might just Veil of Summer if a black mana card comes out. Well, definitely brainstorming now. That's really bad. That's actually really, really bad. Brainstorm lock. And I actually have no way of shuffling. This is really, really bad. At least I'm getting like a land down every single turn, but so far not so good, is it? Oh, this is like the worst nightmare. What if I wasn't supposed to play the breeding pool at the start? Maybe that's where I made the misplay. But I had like a brainstorm though, like surely that can't be right either. You know what I mean? 9, 10, 11, 12. We're exactly dead. Yeah, surely that can't be right either. I think we're just gonna go again. Okay, very nice. So what I'm gonna do is this time around I am going to Disruptor Flute into Chrome Mox, Veil of Summer, and then put Disruptor Flute down. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, now I'm kind of in a top deck mode though. But at the very least, my lands are not gonna get blown up. I Should have actually played a Steam Vent, by the way. So this is an Orcish Bowmaster. Now I kind of don't want to play this Steam Vent because I have a Brainstorm to shuffle. Maybe not? Huh. So they're gonna go with the One Ring. We're going to Brainstorm. Shuffle the Ley Line back. Huh. And surely we're gonna get like a stock up or something, right? Promox. They have a lot of mana. I feel like they have that one card, the take away the search effect kind of card. I still need to do this because I need to shuffle. No, it's a Disruptor Flute. Into Show and Tell. Need to find a stock up or something. Okay, we see a sneak attack. Maybe that's a card that we want to keep. And we're gonna pass. Oh. Okay, that's kind of hot. That is kind of hot. Maybe I got baited by the Orcish Bowmaster then. Maybe I should have waited a little bit. Okay, where his own guard comes out. The thing is, they could have another Disruptor Flute on the sneak attack, which might be really bad. Kind of need opponent to tap out here. Yeah, I kind of want my opponent to tap out here. Okay, well, this isn't good. Alright, so... I need my opponent to not have another Disruptor Flute. Otherwise we dead. And thank God they did not. Emrakul. Nice. Alright. I could ramp into Talisman. Or I can just ponder. What to do? I think we just ponder. We ponder into Creativity Ponder. I mean, this is part of the combo piece, but... Do I want to keep land? These are essentially like land. I mean, I can draw into this and then shuffle. Maybe that's better. Yeah. I thought it was a subtlety. Usually a subtlety deck wouldn't play a Chrome Mox. Okay, so it's Solitude. Oh, very strong. Actually, very strong. They could call Creativity. Talisman here. Or they could call Ponder. No, they went for something entirely different. Right, I'm gonna Shock in a Stomping Ground. Creativity. Ponder. So there's 3 cards in the yard for the Dig Through Time. If I crack the Misty Rainforest, that's 4. That's 4 in the yard. I have 4 mana. I can Dig Through Time next turn. Maybe that's okay. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands that player controls. Well, that's really, really bad, isn't it? I can't cast Dig Through Time. This is really, really bad. I'm not gonna lie. So because it's really bad because even if I draw a show and tell, I can't even cast things like Dig Through Time. Alright, you got me there. Lavinia main deck. Right, Blood Moon comes in, Fire Magic comes in, a Braid comes in. Sure. And then I'm gonna cut the Veil of Summers. Veil of Summer, I guess, could be decent with the Lavinia round. But it's gonna be dead most of the times, isn't it? Alright. I'm gonna ponder first. Land, land, land. I do like land. I don't like another Emrakul, maybe? So, I think what I want to do is... I probably want land. And then shuffle next turn with that land. Into sneak attack. Esper Sentinel. There's a good chance opponent doesn't know that we play sneak attack though. Lavinia. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands. So I can't actually cast sneak attack anymore. Which is quite annoying. Although I can cast Show and Tell. That's good. So I'll play this. Show and Tell the sneak attack into an Emrakul attack. Or I can just put the Emrakul down, but the problem is they have opponent plays a Solitude. So I thought this would be a little bit better. But then I am kind of in a top deck mode if I do this. So I'm not really 100% sure which was correct. So opponent's playing like a very Death and Tax style deck, which is kind of bad. They play things like even Clear and Conquer to stop my artifacts from tapping. Like this one. It's very bad, isn't it? Very, very bad. Alright, this looks actually really good. This does look really good. We just need one land. Hopefully the Brainstorm doesn't break. To make sure that the Brainstorm doesn't break, I could Scalding Tarn turn 1 into a Breeding Pool Brainstorm. Maybe that's what I want to do. So I get better look at my cards here. So we get one more look with the Brainstorm. And this way we get to shuffle as well. Archon. That's actually really, really strong. So now I can't even Brainstorm next turn. Never mind. I drew a land, so I'm gonna play this tapped. Galarian Conqueror. I'm gonna play Thundering Falls. Another Show and Tell. I think I want to keep this because if opponent has a Surgical in hand, then I don't want to put a Show and Tell in the graveyard, you know? Alright, so we'll start with the Show and Tell. Into an Omniscience. We're going to Omniscience. Put it on the battlefield. Thank God it was a Solitude. Now we're gonna pass. Seems like they have another Solitude for the Emrakul. Esper Sentinel. I'm gonna allow that. So this Archon, so I feel like opponent has another Solitude in hand. And well, if they do, we're in trouble, are we not? So let's see. I feel like they do. Maybe I lost. Darn. Man, double Solitude. Double Solitude, huh? So what to do? I think I need to resolve a sneak attack here. Now, Brainstorm. Oh, man. Oh, man. Things aren't looking so hot. Another Archon. Okay, we got Aatroxa. Question is... So I actually messed up with the Scalding Tarn. Because I got a mountain. Darn. What a game. Grab a Ponder. So, if I put the Aatroxa down and then block, potentially destroying one of the Archons at the same time, or Solitude. If they draw into a Swords or another Solitude, then I am taking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But I'm gaining life with the Aatroxa. I think I'm kind of willing to try this. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I feel like blocking doesn't matter. Am I crazy? Containment Priest. I can't believe that's the card they drew. No frickin' way. Okay, well, we'll have to cast the Aatroxa now. Blood Moon, Aatroxa, stock up, land. An artifact. Okay. This is what a game. Let's get rid of these cards here. They're still willing to attack? 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm not dead. I go to 11. Short. Attack. We're gonna stock up. Maybe we want to Blood Moon. Because then if then they can't Solitude. Yeah, we played a Blood Moon. They can't play things like Lavinia, double white cards like Solitude unless they have another white card. I still can't believe we still haven't found the fire magic, by the way. Okay. Let's see. We got an Emrakul. I think we won. Whew. Oh my god. The Containment Priest Archon. This was insane. This was actually insane. Now even if they draw swords, they can't win. Oh my god. Alright, keep. Belcher? No, it's not. It's mono red. Well, I'll say this does not look so good at the moment. Doesn't it? LAKEY has a fast clock. Plus Ancient Tomb and Talisman. They're both fast clocks. Not to mention a Stripmine coming out. Not to mention a Stripmine coming out here. I think there's only one choice. I'm gonna be taking 6 damage here. So if I were to find a show and tell, if I get rid of this brainstorm and I stock up here, and I don't find the brainstorm, I still have one more shot at looking at a show and tell if I go brainstorm stock up next turn. Can I take another 2 damage here next turn? 4, 6, 7, 8. So technically yes. So I should get rid of a stock up. Okay, so we don't see a show and tell. So we're gonna have to brainstorm into a show and tell next turn. No! Oh, that was it. Oh my god, that was it. We played around that show and tell. Oh my god, that's so unlucky. No way. Oh, that's so unlucky. We did everything, but the Ragavan had to just spoil the fun, you know? Honestly, Stripmine didn't really do much, in my opinion. It was just, I blame the Ragavan. I blame the Ragavan. Man. That was it. We could have done it there. Probably a mulligan. Maybe, unfortunately, a keep. Probably have to just hold on to this. Okay, lucky. I'm gonna shock here. For a brainstorm or fire magic. Well. Let's shuffle an Emrakul. And a Hedge Maze. A Sneak Attack. Do I just play it? I feel like I should just play it. Well. Blood Moon. I like that. We love Blood Moons. Alright, Emrakul. Land. Stock up. Artifact. So opponent brought Blood Moon in this matchup. We have three creativities, Chrome Mox, and an island. I don't think it should be an issue, in my opinion. Alright. Looks okay if I get a sneak attack or show and tell here. A Ponder into a Fire Magic. Might be okay. The problem is if this is like a Ragavan coming out next turn, it's kind of bad. We'll see. But I feel like if opponent had a Ragavan, they would have played it this turn. In my opinion. Alright. What's the deal here? Am I Chrome Moxing the Omniscience? For a Fire Magic? Surely not, right? I could Hedge Maze. Okay, let me see. I think I'm just gonna Brainstorm. We got another one. Do I want one of these Chrome Moxes? A little bit slow from my side, for sure. A little bit slow. Disruptor Flute into a show and tell. I guess there's no difference between playing an Ancient Tomb and a Stomping Ground here for this fire magic, so... We're in a bit of a trouble, by the way. Our hand doesn't look good. They have a Disruptor Flute on the show and tell. We still don't have a sneak attack. And this is opponent's turn with the 5 mana up. And a 6/7 Pyroglyph just came out. Yikes. Ooh, a sneak attack. 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I play it? Chrome Mox on the Omniscience, Chrome Mox on the sneak attack. So Chrome Mox on the Omniscience and Chrome Mox on the sneak attack. So it has to be these two, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, don't even need to... Made a mistake because... I made a mistake because I was running out of time. Alright, so we took a look at Sneak and Show today. Compared to last time, this deck on the other hand, we're playing a little bit more like a Stripmine proof kind of deck with things like Talisman, 4 copies of Chrome Moxes, and even against Mono Red, these cards are really good against like Blood Moon coming down or Magus of the Moon. Granted, a lot of times, if I'm not playing against like a Blood Moon deck, I will probably sideboard out some creativity, a Talisman here for like Leyline of Sanctity, especially if I'm playing against Golgari midrange or Belcher deck. Even though the Golgari midrange does Stripmine loop, I do sideboard out some copies of creativity just because like I do have to find some rooms for the Leyline of Sanctity. But in game 1, with this many copies of a Mana Rocks, it does work in your favor sometimes against the Stripmine, which is kind of the whole point of having these cards. And not to mention, the creativity is actually really, really good with Ancient Tomb. Now that we have 4 copies of Brainstorms and 4 copies of Ponder, being able to go Ancient Tomb into Talisman and be able to play one of our 1-mana cards is just really, really sick. I will say, we do have some issues with the Brainstorm, getting into these Brainstorm lock situations a lot because we only play 7 copies of fetch lands, so you have to be very vigilant how you cast a Brainstorm in this deck because you might want to wait on cracking this turn 1 to cast a Brainstorm on turn 1, especially if you have another spare land to go with it on turn 2. Or you might also even consider Brainstorming first into a Ponder turn 2, so that you don't get into these like lock situations often as you do with the only 7 copies of fetch lands in the deck. So we have some shuffle effects, right? We have some shuffle effects. It's just that the fetch lands are the most convenient, but we are actually missing some fetch lands because we are playing things like Talismans and Chrome Moxes instead of these lands. And that's mostly because I'm kind of trying to avoid getting Stripmined a lot, so that's why I'm trying this build out, and it seems like it did work pretty well today. We went 5-0 although we didn't play against other show and tell or even against an energy, I think energy might be a little bit tough for this deck because the Emrakul Annihilator 6 isn't that strong of an effect against energy, in my opinion. And against other show and tell matchup, this deck does kind of poorly against, in my opinion, because you can't really play show and tell, so you actually have to rely pretty hard on the sideboard, you know, being able to play things like Destructor Flute, Blood Moon. That's another reason why I kind of wanted 3 copies of Blood Moon for the show and tell matchup, but I just couldn't fit it in. You'd have to drop something like a defense grid or something like that, so... But against like other mid-range decks or even against like a mono red, I think this deck will be pretty good. Granted, I did get a little bit lucky today, but this deck does draw a lot with things like Brainstorm, Ponder, and Stock Up, so the chances of you like drawing into your win conditions such as Show and Tell and Sneak Attack, considering that we, compared to Show and Tell deck, we do have 8 copies of win cons. You could say I got lucky, but I did kind of play to my outs to get into those positions, so as long as you play a little bit smart and with a little bit of luck, you should be able to get there, so yeah. That is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.